continuing our examination of how to play a great guitar solo, let's take a closer look at how you can use the melody of a song in a guitar solo. There are several ways to work the melody into a solo, ranging from simply playing the melody straight to throwing in the odd oblique reference to just a single phrase from the melody. I quite like to start a solo as if I'm going to play the melody straight, but then launch into something different. Melody in a stylized way, building licks and fills around each phrase. Fun to take a few rhythmic liberties with the melody. Using a little bit of palm muting to add a bit of rhythmic contrast to the second part of the verse. Okay, so that means I'm just allowing the heel of my hand to encroach on the strings here to deaden them a little bit. Not completely, just taking the edge off the sound, and then I'm working up. Picking very sort of pizzicato style. Another approach is to find a counter melody that holds a sort of conversation with the main melody. This works particularly well when there's plenty of space between the lines of the main melody. Notice me stealing a phrase there from the string part in the original version. I like to think of that as an homage to the arranger of the original version, and I just hope the lawyers of his estate feel the same way. Another approach is to have the phrasing of the melody in mind, but to actually play a different melody more or less in the same rhythmic space. Perhaps something like this. can be a bit of a trick to pull off because you don't want it to come across just as someone trying to play the melody and getting it horribly wrong. The opposite approach to starting your solo with the melody is to end with it instead. So I might just focus on playing blues licks over the first part, but lead back into the melody at the end of the verse. Has the added benefit of giving your vocalist a nice solid cue that you're handing back the lead to them. So that's something I found myself doing, for example, when accompanying relatively inexperienced vocalists, perhaps singing their first gig. So there are just a few of the ideas you might like to work with to use the melody of a tune to help make a great guitar solo. In the next lesson, we'll look at some ways in which you might deliberately interact with other members of your band whilst you're soloing. If you found this little lesson interesting, please click on the like button if there is one, or leave a comment, and do feel free to share the video with your friends. And if you'd like to gain access to all our guitar teaching materials, please visit the Secret Guitar Teacher site and take a free look round at what's available there. See you again soon.